This week, we are joined by a special guest. It's Mr. Chris Powell from Kansas City's Naka-Kon. He's joining us to talk about all the fun things happening at this event that you guys are not going to want to miss. Welcome to the Infinite Taylorverse. Warning.
Red alert.
Ay, 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 ay!
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger!
That's the emergency alert.
This episode is full of spoilers for some of the latest and greatest nerdy movies and shows.
Spoilers.
Listener discretion is advised.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Infinite Taylorverse podcast. I'm Billy Taylor.
And I'm Taylor Oxner.
And this week, we got a special guest. We are having an event coming up here in Kansas City. Those of you guys that have been around for a little while, we all know what Naka-Kon is, especially you anime fans out there. It's kind of a staple for con goers in Kansas City. And this week we have Mr. Chris Powell with us, and he is the PR director of Naka-Kon. Chris, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I mean, we got the last final push here before the convention happens a week from the weekend after this. We're doing a lot of kind of last minute work and, trying to make sure that we kind of have our ducks in a row here before we get to the convention weekend. So it's exciting. It's coming up really quick. So, it almost feels like we don't have quite enough time to do all the things we want to do. But, we make it work.
Yeah. And so, okay, for those of you guys listening, by the time this episode comes out, you got a whole week to get your plans together. This event is going to be March 13th through 15th. And tell our listeners, where exactly are you guys going to be located?
So we're going to be at the Overland Park Convention Center. So it's, obviously right in Overland Park, right off of 435 Highway there. And it's been a great venue for us for years now. That and the Sheraton Hotel, which is connected to it. They're always great to us. It's kind of been our home now for almost 15 years now. Almost 15 years we've been there. So we love doing our convention there, and we absolutely love being able to kind of call that place home. So it's very accessible for people to get there. And we hope we see people from all over the city, all over the area being able to make it out.
That's very cool. All right, so for those of you guys listening, they got all kinds of stuff that's going to be going on there. So there's going to be voice actors, there's going to be musicians, there's going to be cosplayers, there's going to be events happening the whole time. It looks like you got some performances going on, you've got some cultural events, some featured events, and fashion shows, cosplay, all kinds of stuff, man. Tell our listeners a little bit about what can they expect when they come.
So it's interesting because it's like there's so many different ways that you can enjoy the convention. It's like if you're into cosplay, tons of cosplay events happening. Obviously, we have the cosplay contest, we have the cos parade, and there's so many different aspects of it. You can just kind of walk around and see all the various cosplay out there on the convention floor. There's a lot of meetups for people who are cosplaying like certain shows or games or whatnot. So if you're interested in that, you can enjoy that the whole weekend. If you're in a game, we have a whole floor dedicated to gaming. We have a console gaming room. We have an arcade gaming room. We have a tabletop gaming room. So if that's your thing, if you're real big into all the different types of gaming, that's definitely something for you. We have tournaments for fighting games. A lot of people will come up and they'll bring their joystick controllers and they'll enter the tournaments and they'll just spend the whole weekend there competing in the tournaments. If you just want to go there and you just want to shop, you want to buy merchandise that you normally wouldn't be able to buy in stores. Our vendor hall is massive, and there's so many great vendors that we have there. Our vendor hall staff does a great job every year bringing in all different types of vendors who sell, very interesting and unique merchandise. If that's your thing, then we have that on board for you. And then also, as you brought up, we bring in, tons of different VAs from here in North America and from Japan as well, or performers from Japan. And, they'll come in and, they'll do panels on the various shows that they've been a part of, or, maybe you want to do something where you're just kind of riffing and answering Q&A, doing a Q&A type scenario. But we have that as well. So there's so many different things you can do at our convention. that it's kind of like a choose your own adventure book, if you will. And there's a lot of different things that you can do just kind of based on your own interests.
That is very cool. And yeah, I thought for the listeners, I kind of put a list here together of some of the voice actors that are going to be there. I know a lot of our listeners, we all enjoy going to all these different cons and meeting these people who are a big part of the stuff we love so much. And let's see, on this list, we have Heather Gonzalez, and I'm just going to read the stuff she's been in. So, Yukari from Persona 3 Reload, Minoru from Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. That's so cool. That's my favorite game of all time. The list is very massive for her. And then, pardon my pronunciation, but it's Xanthi Hun
Xanthi
or
Human.
Hyun.
Xanthi Human.
Okay, yeah, from let's see, Persona 5 and
She was
Fire Emblem. And
P5. She's great.
yeah, we got let's see, Kaylee Mills, who's been in stuff like Genshin Impact and so many cool things. Aaron Roberts, who's he's Kamui in My Hero Academia, which is so cool. My kids and I love that show so much. And then, and speaking of My Hero, Zeno Robinson. I'm gonna be honest, that's who I'm super excited to meet this weekend.
I think he's certainly one of the top people that our attendees are going to want to meet this weekend, next weekend.
Yeah, and he was Hawks in My Hero, and that's my son and I. That's one of our favorite characters. And then, Jonah Scott, who was in all kinds of stuff like Netflix's Beastars, and he's been a Demon Slayer, Attack on Titan,
Way of
and
the House Husband.
yeah, so
That's
many awesome things. And on top of these guys, you guys have some musicians coming in, some artists, a DJ. It sounds like all kinds of sweet things going to be happening there.
Yeah, we have a really good guest list. I always enjoy our guest list every year. We kind of try to hit on like whatever's topical at the time. Obviously, let's bring in like multiple like Persona voice actor, VAs. A lot of that's due to the fact that like Persona's really started to like jump in popularity here recently. Obviously, Persona 3 Reload was a big hit. Persona 5, obviously, a real big hit there. Definitely you got to hit on My Hero Academia with the show ending and whatnot. We always try to make sure we get a really well-rounded group of VAs, play guests, musical guests, and we're always very proud of the people that we bring in. Whether they be both from here in North America or from Japan. We're always happy with the guest list that we bring in.
Yeah. Now, some of these musical guests, will there be set aside times and they're going to be doing some performances for the attendees to listen to?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know all the times that they're going to be doing right now. I don't know if we published those quite yet, but yes, yeah, we will be doing performances with them, like Makiotsuki, who's coming in. Like, she's done like One Piece songs for One Piece before, very popular stuff. She'll be doing shows. Paida as well. So yeah, I mean, we'll publish that as we get closer to con. I assume, maybe this week we'll probably publish all the times for those performances. But yeah, we always try to bring in at least one or two musical guests that'll come in and be able to perform for our attendees.
That's cool.
Yeah, very cool. And then it sounds like, do you guys have some after hours events going on for some of the older crowd?
Oh yeah, so we obviously got our dance party that takes place both Friday night and Saturday night. We do have 18 plus programming as well. AMV contests. I think we have a costless performance. I think we usually do that every year. Like, various other like 18 plus programming. That also will come out as well as when our schedule gets released and we get that all out there. Obviously, you got to make sure that, you're 18 plus, you have valid ID, and you're able to get an 18 plus wristband. So if anybody's interested in that, make sure you check our website for details on how to go get those. We'll publish information on where to pick up those 18 plus wristbands. And then, from there, you can enjoy that content.
Okay.
Very cool. And then let's see, for people interested in, not only are you guys gonna have these, professional cosplayers, for the, the amateur guys out here that make these amazing costumes and attend, is there a contest for them, not just showing up?
Yeah, so we have different levels for our cosplay contest, from beginner all the way up to advanced. Obviously, advanced is for the people who've been in the game for a while, and there are a lot of those people like they'll spend the whole year working on their cosplay for whatever contest they're entering. So, but we've got them at different levels there because we always like to encourage as many people to come out and enjoy cosplay as they can. And if you're someone that isn't really into the cosplay, like the contest scene, you can still go and do cosplay and just walk around and do some of the meetups. I mean, there's a lot of people that come out strictly just to take pictures of cosplayers. And so like in our our attendees are real friendly, real accepting of all different types of fandoms. So whatever you're into, like there's so many different people out there that you're going to be able to find that are like-minded in that, and you're going to be able to enjoy just the social aspect of doing cosplay.
Very cool. And anyone that wants to do the contest, is there any kind of pre-registration type thing they should do online, or can they just show up and sign up?
I would say check our website for the because I don't know the exact dates as far as like registering. It may have passed, but I would check
Okay.
our website just to be sure. And if if dates are open, then obviously go in there and register if you want to compete.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, hey, I'm trying to think of other things that people want to know about cons. At this event, is there any kind of food selection for folks that come?
We have a ton of different food options you can have. Obviously, like the convention center itself has concessions, but we generally will bring in other vendors as well to do food. We have food trucks on the outside. We've tried to diversify our food options here because I think it was a couple years ago, we did a food theme for the convention. And we brought in outside food vendors, food trucks, and a couple of the ramen shops in town. They come out and they set up stalls in the vendor hall, and it was really popular. It was one of our highest rated things that we did that year, and it resulted in a lot of people like saying, "Hey, could you please keep this?" And that was great for us. We definitely want to listen to our fans and create the best experience that we can. The minute that we saw that feedback, we were like, "Hey, we got to keep it." We kept those outside food vendors, and it's definitely made it a lot more enjoyable. So yeah, I would say we're going to try to keep that a part of the convention, and I think people really enjoy the fact that we've been able to keep that in there.
Very cool. And I know there's vendors, but will there be straight up a Naka-Kon merch booth for folks who just want to commemorate Naka-Kon?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we have one every year. Usually it's like right in the front when you walk into the vendor hall. So yeah, we're gonna have, since we're doing like a sports theme for this year's convention, we're gonna have some sports themed stuff. Certainly you're gonna see the staff walking around in jerseys. I don't think we're selling those though, but we will have like soccer themed scarves, and they're gonna be two-sided, different designs on either side of them. You can kind of pick whatever side it feels like it's better for you personally. But we're gonna have all these different, merch that that we have there. We're still gonna have the Inari-kun plushies. If any of the listeners out there have not gotten the Inari-kun plushies, they're very popular with kids. Every time we do PR at other conventions, they talk about how much they love the Inari-kun plushies. So those are going to be on sale. We're going to have other merchandise there as well. Our merch booth is it's definitely a must see as far as like shopping and helping us support the con as well. And we always try to make sure we have the best possible merchandise for our attendees.
Awesome. Well, hey man, Taylor, got any questions going on in there?
No, you kind of covered it all, in all honesty.
Yeah. Well, Chris, is there anything that I haven't thought of that you think our listeners who might want to attend this might want to know?
So I would say, like, one, there's certainly going to be people that are maybe you're a little nervous about coming out to an anime convention. Maybe you think it's like not quite your scene, or maybe you're worried about not really being able to fit in. But we try to make our convention as inclusive as possible. You have people of many different backgrounds that come to our convention. It's very family friendly. So if you want to bring your kids, we definitely want to see kids out there being able to enjoy the medium that we present. And we always try to make sure that our attendees are as comfortable as they possibly can. We listen to attendee feedback as much as we can. And we also are very understanding and trying to make sure that it's as accessible for people as possible. Because there's some people that there's disabilities that create some complications, and those people maybe don't feel quite as comfortable come to a convention because you worry about being able to get around, or accommodations for that. We want to make sure that everyone can attend our convention, regardless of whatever situations they might have. So we want to make it as accessible as possible. Our accessibility department is one of the best you're going to find. Like I said, it's all about creating a safe space for everyone to be able to come and enjoy the fandoms that they enjoy, kind of in this sphere. So like I said, tickets are on sale right now. You can get a pass for the weekend, or you can get a single day pass. And we hope to see you guys there.
Absolutely. At any time we talk about a con, let me leave everyone with 3 pieces of advice. 1, bring a bag. You're gonna want something to put your stuff in. 2, some people will have con readers, but you might want to bring some cash. And 3, for the love of everyone that's gonna be there, please put on some deodorant.
Take a shower, please. Please take a shower.
Absolutely.
That's generally our like number one thing is we always push for people to be hygienic at our convention. So but we'd appreciate that if people did practice that.
Yeah.
I would say some other things. One, be open minded about the experience there because there's probably gonna be a lot of things that you didn't expect to be there. I remember the first time, like before the first time I ever went to a convention, I was like, I don't know if this is for me. I don't know if I'm gonna enjoy it. And then I went to Naka-Kon. This is my first convention I ever went to, and I was like, oh, this is really cool. This is way better than I thought it was gonna be. And be willing to kind of try out some different things. Like be willing to like maybe go to a panel that you're not 100% sure about because it might be something you like. The vendor hall is really cool. Like we have like an artist alley like right in the middle of it, so it's a lot of like people who are making their own art. And it's not just art. Sometimes it's like people doing like weave craft and whatnot. Maybe you do hats, maybe you do ponchos or blankets. There's a lot of really interesting stuff. So I would say definitely like kind of check out everything that we have in our vendor hall because you really might find something that you like that you can't buy at a regular store. Like I said, there's and if you have any other ideas of like, hey, is this here, is that here? Check our website, naka-con.com, and it's gonna have all the info on there. Like I said, single day passes, weekend passes. We got kids tickets there, and so yeah, we'd love to see you guys out there.
Absolutely. And one last time, you guys, it's going to be March 13 through 15 at the Overland Park Convention Center. Like he said, check the website for all the details for the times, how to get your tickets, cosplay stuff, all like everything you want to know. It's going to be there. The sooner we get to the event, you're going to start seeing schedules and all kinds of stuff. So check it out and make your plans and come have fun that weekend, you guys. But hey, Chris, man, thanks for hopping on with us and letting our listeners know what the event's all about. I know our Kansas City listeners, they're probably like, well, duh, we know Naka-Kon, but I thought it'd be cool to,
You'd be
yeah,
surprised that many people don't. There's actually a lot of people that like when we do like PR at other conventions, it'll be people that maybe have heard of us but don't really know much about us, or they haven't heard about us at all. So we always try to make sure that we do the outreach and talk to as many people as we can because we want it to grow, and you only want as many people as possible to be able to kind of enjoy what we present every year.
well, hey, from experience, I know it's going to be a good time, you guys. So mark your calendars, March 13 through 15. Open it up, pick a day or pick all 3 days and go have some fun, you guys. But hey, again, Chris, thanks for joining us. And as for us here at the Taylorverse this week, I've been Billy Taylor.
And I'm Taylor Oxer.
Come back next week, you guys. Same Taylor channel, same Taylor time.
Bye.
Bye.